Tariffs open up opportunity to bolster economy. $1.07 billion ringgit potential exports secured from visit to Thailand. Salam Malaysia Madani, this is World Today. I am Olivia Nicholas. The United States tariff announcement has presented Malaysia an opportunity to carry out a strategic overhaul to further strengthen the national economy, according to the Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim. Datuk Seri Anwar, who is also the Finance Minister, said that if Malaysia wants to become a developed nation within the Madani framework, the country must make a quantum leap and there will be challenges to overcome such as political and social tensions. Describing the current global economic situation as a gale of creative destruction, he said the country needs to find a new way to continue moving forward. The Prime Minister said the US tariffs have also spurred the European Union, EU, to expedite trade negotiations with ASEAN. Datuk Seri Anwar also said an over-dependency on established traditional markets is not healthy anymore.
Kemudian di ASEAN sebenarnya kita tidak tekankan soal traditional notion of a peaceful ASEAN centrality, but we're also talking about intra-ASEAN trade, investment, comparative advantage. These issues now being addressed. Jadi ada baiknya bila ada gugatan asakan daripada luar, then we realise ASEAN merayu supaya FTA dengan EU ditandatangani.
He said this during the 5th series of the Malaysia Madani Scholars Forum organised by the Higher Education Ministry, which was streamed via Facebook Live Friday night. The forum was on the role of government-linked investment companies in transforming corporations, balancing profit and social responsibility to create an innovative nation. It featured panelists comprising Khazanah Nasional Berhad, Managing Director Dato' Amirul Faisal Wan Zahir, Plantation and Commodities Minister Dato' Sri Johari Abdul Ghani, and Malaysia Airports Holdings Berhad Non-Executive Chairman and Economist Dr. Nungsari Ahmad Radi. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim's working visit to Thailand, which ended Friday, has attracted potential exports worth 1.07 billion ringgit, including products such as automotive parts, construction, oil and gas, energy and medical devices. The Investment, Trade and Industry Ministry, MITI, said the interest in sourcing the products was communicated during a roundtable meeting organised by Malaysia External Trade Development Corporation, MATRADE, with top officials from 8 prominent Thai companies to facilitate trade opportunities between both nations. The ministry in a statement said collectively these companies presented a combined potential sourcing value of 1.07 billion ringgit from Malaysia, underscoring Malaysia's attractiveness as a reliable trade and supply chain partner. MITI Minister Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz was among Malaysian officials accompanying Datuk Sri Anwar during the 2-day trip. MITI said the strong interest from Thai companies in sourcing Malaysian products and investing in Malaysia aligned closely with the latest policy direction under the new Industrial Master Plan 2030, NIMP 2030.
Welcome to On the Table.
Obviously, there are 2 main engines of growth in any economies.
What are the implications of Malaysia's growth on employment, income levels, and also standard of living per population?
From a historical perspective, it's been good.
The capacity in our country can be built to be in the same level as the world standards.
Next, gunmen disguised as soldiers killed 12 people in Ecuador. At least 12 people were killed in an attack in Ecuador's coastal province of Manabí, according to police on Friday. The attack took place overnight at a cockfighting ring, a venue where people gather to watch rooster fights. According to local reports, the attack occurred at approximately 11:30 p.m. in Valencia, which is within Al Carmen Canton, a venue where people gather to watch rooster fights. Witnesses reported that a group of masked men wearing military attire came in 3 vehicles and started shooting at people who were present at the event. The attackers stole prize money of around $20,000 before escaping the scene. The victims were taken to hospitals in the nearby city of Santo Domingo, where most of the fatalities were confirmed. Police also said there were injured individuals who were taken to the health centers but did not specify how many. Police suspect the attack is linked to organized crime gangs. Investigation units at the scene worked to gather information and identify the perpetrators. This attack is now the deadliest attack ever documented in Manabí province. A U.S. citizen wanted in the killing of a top state Mexican police officer was arrested in Tijuana on Thursday. The officer was part of an elite unit dedicated to arresting U.S. suspects who are fugitives in Mexico. Last week, authorities said the unit, known as the Gringo Hunters, was trying to arrest a suspect in the northern Mexican border city of Tijuana when allegedly the man opened fire, hitting Abigail Esparza Reyes, the head of the unit in the northern border city of Baja California. Authorities said she died from the injury. Esparza Reyes had led the regional team of the unit for 8 years, carrying out more than 400 operations aimed at arresting U.S. fugitives who had fled to Mexico. Local media reported the man escaped from the scene disguised as a cleaner. On Friday, the Baja California prosecutor's office in a statement said that the fugitive, identified as Cesar N., had been arrested on Thursday. The individual, the prosecutor's office said, is being investigated for his alleged participation in acts related to the crime of homicide, both in the city of Tijuana and in the United States, a criminal who had defied both countries by being a fugitive from justice. U.S. strikes on Yemen's Ras Asa fuel terminal on the Red Sea coast have killed at least 74 people in the deadliest attack since the U.S. started its bombing campaign against the Houthis last year. Drone footage released on Friday showed burnt-out vehicles and charred damaged structures at the site of the oil terminal. U.S. President Donald Trump ordered the intensification of strikes last month in the biggest U.S. military operation in West Asia since he took office in January. Washington has vowed to keep attacking the Iran-aligned Houthis until the group halts attacks on Red Sea shipping. Yemen Health Ministry spokesperson Anis al-Asbahi said 171 people were injured in the strikes according to preliminary figures, with rescue teams continuing efforts to search for victims. The U.S. military said these strikes aim to cut off a source of fuel for the Houthi group. Among the dead were employees of Safir Oil Company, which operates the port, and the Yemen Petroleum Company, responsible for overseeing imported fuel shipments and their distribution. Ras Asa Terminal, which is about 55 kilometers north of the port city of Hodeida, has a storage capacity of 3 million barrels. The former president of Morocco's most successful football club maintained in court on Friday that he legally acquired a villa he's accused of seizing from a convicted Malian drug trafficker dubbed the Escobar of the Sahara. Said Nasiri, who was chairman of Casablanca Club, Wydad AC, and president of the city's prefectural council, is being tried alongside the head of a regional council in eastern Morocco, Abdelnabi Boyoui, in a vast drug trafficking case related to the jailed kingpin. Both defendants, former officials of the Authenticity and Modernity Party, PAM, a member of the country's ruling coalition, have been in custody since the end of 2023 and face charges of possession, marketing and export of drugs, as well as corruption and related offences. Nasiri was accused by the Malian trafficker Ahmed bin Brahim of having wrongfully dispossessed him of a villa in an upscale Casablanca neighborhood. But Nasiri denied the allegation in court on Friday, saying he legally purchased the villa, though a real estate company, in 2017 before finalizing the acquisition in 2019. The trial is the first in Morocco to see prominent political figures accused in a drug trafficking case.
A U.S. judge on Friday denied Sean Diddy Combs' bid to delay his upcoming sex trafficking trial by 2 months. U.S. District Judge Arun Subramaniam said the hip-hop mogul made his request too close to his trial as jury selection is scheduled to start on the 5th of May with opening statements on the 12th of May.
Combs, 55, has pleaded not guilty to 5 criminal counts, including racketeering and sex trafficking. Prosecutors with the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office said Combs used his business empire to sexually abuse women between 2004 and 2024. Combs' lawyers said the sexual activity described by prosecutors was consensual. In a court filing on Wednesday, Combs' lawyer, Mark Agni-Philo, asked Subramaniam to delay the trial because he needed more time to prepare his defense to new charges brought on the 4th of April. Federal prosecutors were opposed to any delay, writing in a Thursday court filing that the additional charges brought earlier this month did not amount to substantially new conduct. Known during his career as Puff Daddy and P. Diddy, Combs founded Bad Boy Records and is credited with helping turn rappers and R&B singers such as Mary J. Blige, Faith Evans, Notorious B.I.G. and Usher into stars in the 1990s and 2000s. But prosecutors have said his success concealed a dark side.
Coming up in sports, River Plate snaps draw streak with win at Gymnasia. Stay with us. River Plate ended a run of 4 consecutive draws with a 3-0 win at Gymnasia La Plata in the Argentine Primavera Division Apertura tournament on Friday.
Marcelo Gallardo's side struggled to break down Gymnasia's defense early on but took the lead 10 minutes before the breakthrough Sebastian Giussi's close-range strike. Giussi set up Franco Mastantuono to double River's advantage after the interval with a neat finish before Rodrigo Alejandro added the third 8 minutes from time. Gymnasia looked for a consolation in the dying minutes, but River goalkeeper Franco Armani reacted brilliantly to keep out Nicolas Garaldel's shot. River Plate are third in Group B on 25 points and will face Independiente del Valle in the Copa Libertadores on Wednesday before hosting Boca Juniors in the Argentine Derby on 27th of April. Gymnasia are 12th in the standings on 13 points.
Al Nassr lost to Al Qadsiya in the Saudi Pro League, opening the door for their host and Al Ahly to put them under pressure. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scored a late winner to help Al Qadsiya clinch a 2-1 victory over Al Nassr, who are now looking over their shoulders in the tournament.
Al Nassr thought they had salvaged a late draw through Sadio Mane, but former Arsenal captain Aubameyang denied them a share of the spoils. Al Qadsiya started brightly but did not find a breakthrough until the 35th minute. Aubameyang was denied from inside the box by Bento, but Turki Al-Amar was on hand to turn in the rebound. Mane equalized with their only shot on target in the second half. Otavio played a lovely lob over the top to take out the host defense, and the winger carried it into the box before firing past Casillas. But Al Nassr were caught out at the back again 4 minutes later. Bento rushed off his line to close down Nahita Nandes, who chipped across into the box, and Aubameyang's looping header landed in the empty net. Al Qadsiya now sit 5th, just 2 points behind Al Nassr, but level on points with 4th place Al Ahly.
Barcelona coach Hansi Flick on Friday demanded to meet with La Liga officials over what he called a joke schedule, saying Spanish football was failing to take care of players.
The Catalan Giants La Liga game at Real Valladolid on Saturday, 3rd of May, will kick off at 9 p.m. local time after being moved from an afternoon start on Sunday, 4th of May. That rescheduling still gives them less than 3 days to prepare for the pivotal Champions League semi-finals return leg at Inter Milan on the 6th of May.
Every league protect their clubs when they play in the Champions League, especially in the semi-final. It's unbelievable, and we have no time to rest. And for me, it's the guys who are responsible for that. I want to discuss with them because they have no idea. They have no idea how it is, you know. And my team, of course, maybe we don't play so good in Dortmund, but at the end, we are in the semi-final. Okay.
The Champions League is one of 3 tournaments Barcelona are competing in, exacerbating challenges relating to fixture congestion that Flick is familiar with after a trophy-laden spell at Bayern Munich. But the German manager said the situation facing his team before a huge European match left him speechless.
Carlos Alcaraz battled into the semi-finals of the Barcelona Open on Friday with a 7-5, 6-3 win over Alex de Minaur after Casper Ruud title defense was ended by Holger Rune.
Top seed Alcaraz twice fell a breakdown but recovered to win the opening set in a matchup of the 2 players with the most wins on tour this season. Alcaraz, chasing a 3rd Barcelona title in 4 years after missing the last edition with injury, broke for a 4-2 lead in the second set before closing out the victory. Alcaraz will face French rising star Arthur Fils on Saturday for a place in the final. The Spanish world number 2 beat Fils in 3 sets last week on his run to the Monte Carlo title. Fils advanced when 4-time Barcelona runner-up Stefanos Tsitsipas retired in the 3rd game of their quarterfinals. 20-year-old Fils was leading 2-love when Tsitsipas took a medical timeout, returning to play 5 more points before walking to the net to shake hands with his rival. Norwegian Ruud lost 6-4, 6-2 to Rune as he suffered just a second defeat in 8 meetings with the Danish player. World number 13, Rune broke 2nd seed Ruud twice in each set to line up a semi-final against Karen Khachanov.
German world number 3 Alexander Zverev came from a set down to beat Talon Griekspoor on Friday, making the last 4 in Munich for the first time in 7 years. Top seed Zverev won 6-7, 7-6, 6-4 after fighting back from the brink of defeat in the second set to stay on track to win the title he claimed in 2017 and 2018.
The German dropped the first set before eventually running out a winner in a match lasting 3 hours 16 minutes. Zverev will face Fabian Morozan in the last 4 after the Hungarian beat his Belgian opponent Zizou Bergs. The other semi-final pits number 2 seed Ben Shelton against number 5 Francisco Cerundolo of Argentina. Shelton struck 7 aces and never faced a break point in a 6-4, 6-3 defeat of Italy's Luciano Darderi. Cerundolo moved on with a 6-2, 6-4 victory against Belgium's David Goffin. It is the second time the 22-year-old has reached a semi-final this year after his run to the last 4 at the Australian Open in January, where he lost in straight sets to eventual winner Jannik Sinner. Hungarian Morozan advanced to the semi-finals to the Munich Open by winning against Belgian Bergs 6-3, 7-6 at the MTTC Ippitos complex on Friday evening. Unseeded Morozan, ranked number 77, will play German top seed Zverev next.
Jake Paul will return to the boxing ring when he squares off against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., the son of the legendary Mexican boxer by the same name.
Paul, who recorded a unanimous decision over 58-year-old Mike Tyson in November last year, announced that the 10-round bout against Chavez will take place on the 28th of June at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. In February, Paul pulled no punches while blasting Canelo Alvarez on social media, claiming that the latter ducked a planned fight with him to sign a contract with Riyadh season. while 28 owns a 11-1 record with 7 knockouts. His 8-round bout against Tyson at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium in Arlington, Texas, grew gate revenues of $18.1 million, a record for a boxing or mixed martial event held outside of Las Vegas. Paul vs. Tyson attracted a peak of 65 million concurrent streams on Netflix, a streaming record for a live sporting event. The younger Chavez, 39, was the WBC middleweight world champion from 2011 to 2012. He owns a record of 54 wins, 6 draws, 1 loss with 34 knockouts. His last fight was in July, beating Uriah Hall by unanimous decision in a 6-round bout.
Membakar semangat juang dua pasukan. Pemburuan tahta terulung bakal dimuktamadkan dengan pertembungan dua gergasi. Harimau Selatan kini bersedia merempuh pertahanan kebal skuad Tok Gajah. Nantikan penentuannya dalam siaran langsung perlawanan akhir Unify Gala Malaysia 2024-2025. Johor Darul Takzim bertemu Sri Pahang FC 26 April 8 malam di saluran OK dan Sukan RTM. Juga penstreaman langsung di RTM Click.
Still to come on our offbeat segment, China pits humanoid robots against humans in half marathon.
21 humanoid robots joined thousands of runners at the Yizhuang Half Marathon in Beijing on Saturday, the first time these machines have raced alongside humans over a 21-kilometer course. The robots from Chinese manufacturers such as Droid BP and Noitix Robotics came in all shapes and sizes, some shorter than 120 centimeters, others as tall as 1.8 meters. One company boasted that its robot looked almost human with feminine features and the ability to wink and smile. Some firms tested their robots for weeks before the race. Beijing officials have described the event as more akin to a race car competition, given the need for engineering and navigation teams. The robots were accompanied by human trainers, some of whom had to physically support the machines during the race. Engineers said the goal was to test the performance and reliability of the androids, emphasizing that finishing the race, not winning it, was the main objective. 35 top Belgian chocolatiers exhibited a collection of Easter creations inspired by Art Deco on Thursday, with pieces from architectural reproductions top laser animated eggs on display. The 50 to 60 centimeter tall eggs, all edible, were exposed on plinths worthy of an art museum in a chic Brussels hotel where members of the public could come and meet the chefs. The confectioners themed their creations around the Art Deco movement, a style that blends nature, curves and industrial materials widely prominent in the Belgian capital, to mark a century since its founding by architect Victor Horta.
So this time I chose to put in a laser. So we have a very thin layer of white chocolate, which actually is a little bit translucent, and that makes that the laser comes through, and we can project from the inside of the egg, and we can see it through the cutouts. Yeah.
The pieces on display were priced at around €750 each, and money earned at the exhibition will be donated to the Hospital of St. Pierre in Brussels. The exhibition runs through Easter until 21st of April. In the Croatian village of Grabovnica, thousands of Easter-themed twinkling lights turned a humble garden into a festive Easter wonderland. The spectacle, featuring approximately 35,000 illuminated decorations of bunnies, eggs and other Easter symbols, has been drawing visitors for the past 13 years. The Salaj family, the creators of the Easter garden, are no strangers to large-scale festive light installations. They are renowned for their large Christmas light festival and impressive display that boast up to 5 million bulbs. However, Easter carries a different, more tranquil charm. While the Christmas season sees an influx of around 100,000 visitors, Easter draws a more intimate crowd with an estimated 2,500 guests strolling down the colourful, light-studded alleys. Every year, the Salaj family adds between 4,000 and 5,000 new glowing figurines to their Easter collection, making the lit-up garden an annual tradition. When Indonesian executive Herit Frastio takes his antique 1957 VL Vespa for a ride with its white paint peeling off, the usual fumes and hum of the free-spirited scooters cannot be seen or heard. The two-wheeler is just one of the vintage models converted by his company as he tries to turn a love for the Italian icon into an environmentally friendly pursuit. Indonesia has long suffered from air pollution, partly driven by its addiction to inefficient old cars and scooters, including nearly 1 million Vespas as of 2022, according to the country's Vespa Club. The country's leaders are pushing for more EVs on its roads, with a target of 13 million electric motorcycles by 2030, ambitiously far from the current number of 160,000, according to Transport Ministry data. Frastio, chief executive of Elders, which converts the older bikes into electric vehicles, said the firm has converted and sold around 1,000 Vespas across the country since its founding in 2021 and one day aims to develop its own electric scooter. Once converted, a Vespa's fully charged electric battery can last 60 to 120 kilometers and up to 200 kilometers for an upgrade battery.
That's it from us this afternoon. In our top story, tariffs open up opportunity for strategic overhaul to bolster economy. Malaysia Tonight comes on at 8:30 this evening on TV1 and MyTV's Berita RTM news channel. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Thanks for watching and have a good day, Malaysia.